Rwanda. This is day 3 of the FIBA AfroBasket, and it's the game between Guinea and Central African Republic in Group B. Well, both of these teams coming off day 1 losses and looking to rebound. They're starting things off. Then it's Cape Verde against Democratic Republic of Congo. 6 o'clock we'll have Angola, Rwanda, and the nightcap will be Egypt against Tunisia, a North African battle. All of our focus right now, though, on Guinea and Central African Republic, in a game that perhaps both teams would admit is going to determine whether or not they advance to the classification for the quarterfinals. You see in this group, Tunisia and Egypt up at the top, and Central African Republic and Guinea down in the 3rd and 4th spots.
Of course, we have both teams, the Central African Republic as well as the Guinea national team. So, Guinea national team is Team A, and Central African Republic is Team B. And we're starting with Team B right now as we display their video right now.
Yeah, Jeff.
Well, I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Graham Hitchcock. And Graham, perhaps you could say this is now or never time for both of these teams, and a little bit of adversity that Guinea are facing coming into this game with Coach Zečević not able to be on the sideline. He had to go into hospital last night feeling severe cramps. He stayed in there for quite a while, and they decided it was best that he not coach today. So he's been able to give the pregame talk, and he'll also go in, I believe, at halftime, he said, and also give them some words of wisdom. But in his absence, Malik Kone is going to come in, the former national team player, and run the show. So, you know what? Things like this happen in competition, and you have to be able to adjust.
Yeah, it's likely to happen, and you just have to deal with it. So it's going to be a different voice on the sideline, but Coach Zečević would have got his main message across for the start of the game. Principles will be the same when Coach Kone gives his information to the players during the game, but it's just another hurdle that Guinea have got to deal with. It's been a tough opening for both these teams. Expected, I guess, with the rankings, with these two teams being the 2 lower ranked teams in the group, but Guinea are just going to have to deal with it. And the Central African Republic team that are talented, but got beat in that the first game. The teams are just going to have to go with whatever the situation is, but we wish Coach Zečević well, because hopefully he's going to be okay for the next game.
Well, this is all about Guinea really an attempt to put basketball on the map more so than it already is, because it's quite an accomplishment where Guinea, they have 1 gym to make it through the AfroBasket qualifiers to this point. Now, there's no doubt about it with Zečević, who's the coach of all the national teams, who hails from Belgrade, who has his coaching badge from there, from Italy, and really understands international basketball. He is the perfect person, from what I can see, to be in that spot, leading them, trying to take them to that next level. But you know what? If they could get a win and then get to the classification for the quarterfinals, that would be a huge achievement for them. Central African Republic, more established. Perhaps they were in their game longer against Egypt before falling away. But we did see some great things from Guinea in that first game as well. The reality is, Guinea, they are sitting at the big table now, and when they go up against a team like Tunisia, who won the title last time out and have been on the podium several times in the last decade, you'd almost say they're never going to win that game.
Now, Coach Zečević alluded that to us before the game. Both of these teams have been up against the top 2 teams in this group. They've both lost. This is the big one for both of them.
Okay, we're going to have a pause for the playing of the national anthems.
And now, the national anthem of Guinea.
Well, just always love to see the national anthem and Max Kugere, for example, beating his chest as they got to the end of the national anthem for Central African Republic. The referees for today, Kingsley Ojeaburu from Nigeria. From South Africa, Arnold Mosea and Jean Ruhamirza from Rwanda. So home referee today getting the call, and big opportunity for them. You never put too much thought into the fact about the referees, what they have to go through to get here, but the fact that they're selected to do this, they go through a lot of training and what have you before, after, during tournaments, and they are constantly evaluated after every game. So they have a little bit of pressure on them just as well as the players, but they're also kind of a fraternity, and it's kind of fun to be around them as well as the players. So we're going to have a look at the lineups for both of these teams. For Central African Republic, Hayes, Michael Mokongo, Wegscheider, Romain Sato, and Kugere in that starting five.
Yeah, Hayes, the leading scorer from the previous game, 15 points. Mokongo, so important to handle the ball and control any pressure that Guinea are going to try and put on. Max Kugere, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Just spoke about him with the national anthem. Great performance by him in that defeat. And
I really like the job that Coach Maxime Gianveni did as the coach. There is Coach Jelko Zečević obviously sitting back and watching. You can see he doesn't really look that well, but there's Gianveni, the Central African Republic coach who played for this national team and still quite fit, was playing in the qualifiers, and looks like he's on his way to a promising career in that respect. Guinea have Diaby, C, Mansari, Conde, and Keita in that starting five.
Yeah, Chiksaku Conde was the leading scorer, 9 points from the first game, and Dumboya 7 points. But I really like Silla. We've spoken about him. He came on. He was the joint leading efficiency with 8. It's a low efficiency because they had a tough game. But he came on and did a nice job. And there's Željko Zečević, a gentleman, passion, running everything in Guinea from senior teams down to junior teams. So all we can do is wish him well with his health issues at the moment, and hope that Guinea basketball can really grow and get themselves on the map.
And again, it should be noted that Malik Kone, his assistant coach, who played for the national team, now coaches high school basketball in America, he is going to be calling the shots from the bench during the game. No hand signals, anything like that. At least that's what Jelko was saying. He's just going to sit back and observe, but he's hugely disappointed. Like, why did this have to happen now in the game that we have to win, really, if we're going to try to get into that classification for the quarterfinals? So you deal with the cards that you dealt with, and Central African Republic, no doubt, have their own hurdles that they have to clear, not only to get to this point, but to beat this Guinea team, which, you know what, you come into a game like this, if you're Central African Republic, I wouldn't say you're an elite team. You're certainly a good team, and you look like you're probably more experienced and better, but you better be focused on getting this win, not thinking about anything else.
Yeah, it's going to come down to heart and soul, determination, and lots of defensive pressure.
Well, hello everybody, if you're just joining us, good afternoon from Rwanda. The FIBA AfroBasket is underway, and on day 3, and it's Guinea and Central African Republic. Guinea getting that opening tip and missing a couple of shots So it's going to be Central African Republic in the blue getting their first possession. Attacking the basket to the left on your screen. First opportunity, no good. And here's Conde, the big fella, going down. No relation, by the way, to the coach. So Conde is a common name. Here's a big shiner getting down the court fast. Promising young talent, and unsuccessful with that attempt. There's Conde going to work against Hayes. From the right, and an air ball. And then following up with C, so well, you wouldn't say it's good to shoot the air ball, but it's good that you get the first 2 points.
It's not good boxing out at all by Central African Republic. A couple of offensive rebounds back-to-back in possessions for Guinea. Something that Central African Republic are going to have to clean up quick.
Cougar puts it up and hits the jump shot.
Yeah, nice play. Just stepped into the jump shot, the free throw line, and knocked it down.
Quickly to the other end, a turnover on C. So see you later possession. It goes over to Central African Republic.
Michael Makongo, great defense there, just getting in the way. Really almost a charge, but next best thing. Possession back to Central African Republic.
Congo was really, couldn't have done too much more really the other day from a scoring standpoint for Central African Republic. Here's Cougar putting it up and in. So he's had a great start.
10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists in the game versus Egypt, and he started really well.
Conde gets swatted by Hayes. Get it out of here. Makongo in the break. Goes right to the rim.
A great attack. Excellent defense at the rim by Hayes. And 2 points on the break.
Turnover. Diaby and Makongo on the go. And Sato gets in. Old school layup, left-handed.
Yeah, Sato unimpeded. No defense there, no reaction from Guinea. They've got to get a grip here early. Getting out of hand slowly.
Well, that's an interesting matchup with Sato and Mansari. There's Conde, oh boy, wonderful catch using his body and going up against Hayes. Got to a good position to catch it. Maybe that's the key, and maybe that's why he started. Congo down low, Hayes goes up and fouled. So and one coming for Hayes, who I thought was really good on opening day.
And then he got himself a double-double, 15 points, 9 rebounds. Against Egypt, and again, got the possession so low under the basket, finishing with his left hand. He's going to the line for a bonus shot.
And he does indeed convert the opportunity. So an 8-point advantage here for the team in blue. Diaby going up against Makongo, who falls over, gets swatted. Hayes, second block of the day.
And Hayes just anticipating there. Diaby is determined to get a shot off, and he's not seen Hayes coming. And Hayes almost saved it as well.
Well, they don't call him Kavarius Jumping Jack Hayes for nothing. He has really come in and established himself down low with the rim protection. I'm sorry, he's going to inbound the basketball. Some changes here as Keita goes out. And Conde goes out as well. And number 23, Conde, comes in. And also another high flyer, Keita. Mansari to the corner, Keita for 3. That would have been nice if it had gone in for
Good open look.
Alley-oop pass, and just a little bit out of sync on that one. Here is Makongo on the go once again, gets it to Hayes. Smart decision to come down with it, but gave him a chance to play some defense. Goes right back up, though, and scores over a different Conde.
Yeah, Hayes is looking really sharp at both ends of the floor. Guinea have got to get themselves into this. Get some open looks, but great defense.
C. Bumped Conde just behind the stripe. Good rebound by C for the second time. Going for the putback. Denied. Will they count it if it goes? Nope, they would have, but he's going to get a couple of free throws.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Hayes is just completely dominating down low. They've got to do something with him.
Yeah, they've got to stop the ball going to him, whether they front him or double team him. Maybe send a second player before he can catch the ball, but great hustle, and this is what Guinea are going to have to do. They're going to have to do it on the defensive end and get after every rebound to try and ignite some offense, maybe some their own transition offense, but at the moment it's all Central African Republic.
So the second free throw is good. It's 14-5. Here's Cougar. He's had a fast start now. Gets it down low to Sato. Had a jump shot there if he wanted, but passes it up out to Makongo. And Makongo travels.
Good D, just a little bit of pressure over there by the sideline by Diaby. Forces a turnover. This is Guinea have got to get a foothold in this game, and it's going to start from the defensive end. Both teams turn the ball over with over 20 turnovers each in the first game, so you've got to get after it.
He's a man that they would love to get on track, Mansari. I'll be back to Conde. From the right corner, wide open, misses. Oh boy, Tijan Keita had it. Now Mansari drives in again to the corner. Diaby, and might need to go to option B.
He's getting a good look though, Jeff, and he's ready. They're passing it to him, saying shoot the ball, but
he's obviously been able to hit that shot, but not today. Cougar, meanwhile, comes out. His attempt rims out. Mansari for three. This is the guy that has to get it going. You would think for Guinea to have a real shot at beating this team. They need some perimeter contribution.
Again, Mansari struggled in the first game, and if he can just hit one early, that will get him going.
They tried it. Down low, Cougar, he's got 7 points.
Yeah, only trying to zone, but they exposed on the baseline. Great quick finish by Cougar, and thought Guinea could react.
And sorry, bounce pass, Conde, good. Up, getting it up quick, knowing that Hayes was lurking.
Perfect lead pass. Bounce pass by Mansari for the score there. He could just be a decoy and a facilitator.
Congo. 35-year-old, bounce pass to the corner, remains Sato, and short. Conde. And he was fouled, and I'll tell you, this Guinea team is struggling to catch the ball at times off some of these misses.
Sekou Conde, he got the rebound in the end, but he almost lost it. But they've just got to get the defensive rebounds, keep Central African Republic to just one shot. As we said, both teams struggled to score in the first games, up against the two top teams. 46 points for Guinea and 56 for Central African Republic, but they were up against the two top teams in this group.
Well, C probably has been their most important player on the glass. He goes out, so everybody's going to have to pick it up a little bit. And we're getting our first look here at the new point guard for Guinea, who has just checked into the game. So Les Barreres is Medi Les Barreres checks in. Keita over to Conde. And nice opportunity there, spurned yet again on the putback. And I don't know if it's they're so concerned about the presence of Hayes. Although Hayes is actually checked out, so I don't know why he had that quick look.
Yeah, that was a very rushed putback. Good offensive rebound and just rushed the shot.
That was Doumbouya. He missed the shot, the putback. Here he is again. Spins, gets in the lane, puts it up, and not even close. Jimmy Jimrabai with the rebound. Also Bobongo in the game. Zashi, who made the top 5 plays of the day with his dunk against Egypt. Kugura. Selfish. Over to Jimmy Jimrabai.
That is smooth. Right hand dribble, pull up, and soft touch off the glass. Always nice to see the glass being utilised.
Ansare finally gets something to drop. Well, that would change everything if he could get hot.
Yeah, he got wide open because the double team stopped the penetration, and he just let the ball go without any thought. Good signs for Guinea right there.
Kugura from the right corner. And now the quick outlet to Mansare, who, well, that's kind of the way it's going right now for this Guinea team.
That's so unfortunate. Good defensive rebound, good outlet. That was the right outlet, but right by his ankles. I mean, that's a tough patch. Just the little things, the little basics they've got to clean up, Guinea. They're only 8 back, Jeff. But the fact Mansare has hit a big shot in the first quarter. It's got to give him confidence going forward.
So timeout on the court. I think we're going to hear from the huddle, so we're going to pipe down and let you listen in.
And of course, it's Guinea versus Central African Republic. First quarter, first game of today, and it's in Group B encounter of the AfroBasket 2021.
Continue à shooter. Good job, Jimmy. Good job. Les gars, il faut qu'on exécute sur la zone, en fait. Sur ça, là, sur ça. Malheureusement, t'as pas besoin de changer. Enfin, si, vous aurez pu changer. En fait, sur le Kozak, j'en parle. Sur le Kozak, j'en parle. Vous aurez pu changer. Les gars, sur le système, il faut que ça aille plus vite. Ici, là, il n'y a pas de raison que tu fasses Joe. Fais-le, l'écran, là. Pourquoi tu l'as pas fait? Il faut qu'on ait un décalage. Laurie, t'as le ballon là, tu peux attaquer. Lui, il va être obligé d'aider ou lui, il va être obligé d'aider. Un décalage.
Dans le moment, c'est sur toi, quoi. Il y en a pas.
Pour la faute.
Yeah, just some of the highlights. And it's been all Central African Republic. Just looking at some of the stats as well. 9 offensive rebounds to 1 for Central African Republic, and excuse me, for Guinea, which is a good sign. Max Kugura has been the highlight for this team. Look at the air time on that shot. That's a beautiful rotation. Free throw line jump shot, just steps into it off the dribble. 7 points, 2 of 2. And he's having a great start, Jeff.
Well, you think that with Hayes out of the game right now is the opportunity for this Guinea team to claw their way back. Remains Sato, because Central African Republic also missing some jump shots. Going cold after a quick start. Here's Sato, and again he misses.
There's a couple of threes from that position that he's just fallen short, hit the front of the rim.
Everybody gets it over to Mansare, who puts up a tough shot, and he hits it. Goodness gracious, I didn't expect to see that.
Yeah, that's a tough move, and that's probably on the back of him hitting the 3. He's got confidence now. He feels in the flow, and that's a great sign for Guinea. Now they can be competitive with him scoring and all the other pieces doing their job.
It's only a 6-point deficit for Guinea. The pass out. Sachet has it knocked away. Lebare doing a good job coming in, and certainly they could have used him the other day. Calling the play. Nice player into the corner. Keita. Well, must be able to hit that shot, or else it wouldn't be going to him. Well, Dumbuya over to Keita again. Here's Keita. Spins, gets in. Can't get it to drop.
But that's where we want Keita playing. He is long, he's athletic. I know the bigs like to shoot the threes these days, but let's mix it up. And he's got 3 defenders in front of him, but at least let's get the shots up closer to the hoop. And going back to Los Barres, he is going to be a huge help for Guinea how to control the point.
Well, how about Jimmy Jimra?
Yeah, big Jimmy. I mean, what a top player. Just simple, 2 simple shots he's hit, one off the glass and one from the free throw line.
It's interesting with Guinea, Mehdi is what he has on his shirt, so I think we're just going to go with El Mehdi. Rebounds the basketball. Mansati gets it up quickly at the end of the quarter, so that's how it finishes. And I guess considering the slow start, this Guinea team able to kind of get in the flow a little bit, to stay within touch. They'll accept that 8-point deficit and try to do better in the second quarter. It's 20-12, Central African Republic on top of Guinea.
Yeah, slow start again by Guinea. Central African Republic were threatening to blow this game open, but Guinea have got themselves back. Low percentages, 4 of 15 from 2, 1 of 8 from 3. That was the Mansari 3. And Central African Republic, 8 of 12 from 2. But this game is as much about attitude and character as it is statistics, for sure. And here's some of the highlights. Max Kugra, again, getting hot early. And Central African Republic, and then they were running. The Congo going all the way with a tough layup. Sato, that was a worrying moment for Guinea because there was no reaction. Then the block from Hayes, doing it at both ends of the floor. And then this was tough. Right-hand dribble, then he's had to square up in the air. Jimmy Jimray knocks it down, and then waiting on the baseline. Cougar, that was textbook. Just watching for the reverse angle here for Jimmy. Grabbed by high off the glass. But Guinea have worked their way back in. They've brought in Mehdi, the point guard who they didn't have in game 1. There's the free throw line jump shot over Mansari. Just know your spots. Jimmy Jambray, he knows where he's useful to this team, so that's where he operates.
Yeah, good start for Jimmy Jimray, and also, I mean, you know, talking to Coach Zečević before the game, he's like, listen, we killed ourselves with our shooting, just 39%, 16 of 41 inside the arc in that last game, and they've got to put some of these shots away, goes without saying, as he looks on. So second quarter action underway, and Mokongo back in the game. Goes past Mehdi and gets it back outside to Sato. Sato with his first 3 of the game, his first points of the game.
Changes his position to shoot the ball, and just that looked a lot better. Held the follow through, good elevation.
And now a block called on Keita.
Worst possible start for Guinea at the start of the second quarter with the Sato 3 and then the turnover. Again, it's a screen where someone, the screener, is just not quite set.
He's trying to stay
good
with
D by Les Barres.
Yeah, he's a nice point guard here, El Mehdi, to Guinea, as Coach Malik Dime looks on from the sideline. I mean, Condé, excuse me, not Malik Dime. That's Senegalese shot swatting forward. Condé, calling the shots today with Coach Zečević, having spent the night at hospital, at least gone to hospital for a few hours. Here's Conde going for the rebound and saves it in bounds. It just seems like there's only blue shirts going after the ball and then blue shirts there to catch the ball when he saves it. Another pass to Jimmy Jimrai. Got it!
Great pass by Nakongo and straight into the jump hook. Beautiful touch by Jimmy Jimrai.
Gets into the paint, puts up the left-handed runner note, and it's a 13-point deficit for Guinea. They're in trouble.
Well, they've got to hang tough now. Next couple of minutes, really important. Desperately need a stop here.
Sachet saves it in bounds, but to Keita, and then he hands it off to Doumbouya. So turning that into a break, and then, oh boy, very poor by Guinea, not getting back at all. I don't know why El Nedi wasn't there to pick him up. Sato.
Conde was doing his laces. His lace is still a bit loose. He's doing that while Sato's making the layup. Not good.
Here's Conde. Gets inside, puts it up, and one.
That's the best way to make up for not being able to deal with that last transition basket by Sato. Just gets in low, operates close to the basket. He's not got elevation, but he's got size. He knows how to use his body, so good tactic by Guinea there.
So timeout on the court. Central African Republic on top by 11.
David. Okay. Regarde, il faut replier en défense. We're not going back on defense. If you're tired, just call sorry. All right? La communication. Il faut mouver le ballon.
Allez, allez. On revient.
Big disparity in rebounds, but Guinea with 17, Central African Republic with 10. Guinea just shooting 26, just under 27% from the field. Central African Republic at 57%, so big disparity maybe in rebounds, but even bigger disparity in field goal percentage. But Guinea have just got to gradually get a foothold in this game. If Conde's in the game, use him in the right areas, and they did just that. Guinea, Vincent Conde.
Conde spurns the three-point play opportunity.
Need another stop. Get out in transition.
Sachet passes to Jimmy Jimrai. Cougar. Grabongo. Good work by Keita in that position, but he was able to knock the ball away. And nice break, finished by Conde, and also a foul reach at the end on Kudra. And wow, what an opportunity for Guinea. They got into transition quickly there.
There's a couple of good transition baskets. The last one they made this time, Conde's right under the basket. They only gave Central African Republic one shot, defensive rebound by Keita. Off and running. This is Conde can knock down the shot which he has. They're gradually pulling themselves back into this game.
Hasn't taken away, but then Cougar gets it back, and then the ball is like a Mexican jumping bean. Here you go, and the dunk by C. And all of a sudden, it's a 6-point game again. And Gianvini is calling timeout. Hayes will be re-entering the game. That'll take care of some of that, but I'll tell you what, it hasn't looked good for Guinea in this game, but they're hanging around.
Again, just getting out, disrupting the Central African Republic offense, and in the passing lane, poke it loose, push the ball ahead early, and a nice dunk to finish and forcing the timeout.
Ok, Max, t'es ici, tu donnes en bas, ça joue à deux. Jimmy, t'es là, ok? Ok, qui est-ce qui a remonté? Max, ok. Tu la donnes en bas. Yannick, t'es remonté ici, oui. Qui est-ce qui a remonté? Oui, c'est toi qui as remonté. Tu coupes quand il a la balle, ok? On change, tu coupes, l'autre ailier remonte, ok? C'est qui l'autre?
C'était Mike. Là, il y a end off. C'est bon.
Mike, il est là. Toi, Yannick, tu couperas parce que tu remontes là. Tu coupes quand il a la balle. Tu coupes. Mike, tu remontes. Ok? Hey!
Ce qui a fait qu'on était devant, on a couru. Faut qu'on court. Peu importe le système qu'on fait, on a couru.
Much better play by Guinea. Man, sorry, that's as tough a layup as you're going to make. He's almost behind the backboard, just gets it to go. It's 5 points. But he's impacting the game a lot more than he did against Tunisia, Jeff.
He's resting up right now and hoping that his team can get even closer to the Central African Republic team. Sachet. Ooh, almost went over and back there.
Good defense again, extending out Guinea.
Mambodo Mara in the game, number 0, playing some D. Here he goes, anticipation, and almost getting the steal. He's nice, I like the quickness.
They've just got to get in every passing lane, get right up on the ball handlers. Don't give Central African Republic anything easy.
Talk about potential. Mara just 18 years of age. And El Mehdi just 19. So you're seeing some good young talent on the court today for Guinea. The travel is back to Guinea. All they need is they need experience. They need experience as a national team. They need experience club level, or for, in Mara's case, 18, university or college, high school.
Guinea is a hotbed, and Coach Sesevich is going to do his best to create.
That kind of turnover is where you see Hayes' impact. Comes right into the game and just disrupts the offense. Gets the ball back, and look at him there.
Yeah, we've got to get a body on him. He is a key player. They've got to get a body on him on the offensive glass.
Yeah, he's the best player on the court, to be honest. They've got no answer for him Guinea. Wherever he is, you want to stay away. Well, Conde goes right at him. And he did get a shot. He's not going to get that call. Rick Scheider. Good penetration, good dish to Gobongo. Traveling. Again, the second time on Makongo.
It's just good D by Keita initially, stopping the penetration. Then once the ball went to Makongo, Diaby is right up on him. He's making him he's rushing him up. He's making him try and beat him off the dribble. Forces the turnover.
Well, Makongo and, Jean Fini is like, I just don't see the travel. Where's the travel? Especially as his point guard. Good to see if he's taking an extra step there. But the referee's right there. Yeah, he can see.
He's right on top of the play.
There's almost a palm or a carry. Be careful. And C puts it up and battling away Gobongo. And getting tied up with Dumbuya. And the foul's on Gobongo. Excuse me. Okay, no, it's the foul is on Dumbuya.
Just a little bit too much physicality there, but it's the right thing to do. You've got to try and get after every offensive rebound. If you're Guinea, you're the team that's behind. Got to force the issue.
If I'm Conde, I'm just finding Hayes. Okay, let him keep it out there, but when he comes around the paint, just get your body on him and keep him away from the basketball. Kudra, look at this. Nobody's on Hayes. Conde's just standing there at the line. Dumbuya. Dumbuya flies in. The layup was there, and he took it. Watch Conde again, what he's doing defensively. and it's Hayes, because Hayes, nobody's touching him when he gets around the basket.
Again, with Condé, he's not got that mobility to try and deal with Hayes, so they have to do it as a team.
Nobody can find him. Nobody guard. Look at that. Nobody's finding Hayes. He's just walking in there. And putting it up, and reverse layup almost there, but Diaby gets it back. Spot to the corner. And now the pass. And the charge has been called on C.
Great job by Cougar. Max Cougar has just been excellent at both ends of the floor. He's just about got in position there. But Guinea trying to find an opening, going from one side of the court to the other, and then attacking the basket. And Cougar, right place, right time to take the charge.
C has that's his first foul. It wasn't C, was it? Okay, Hayes puts it up from mid-range. Okay, you'll live with that. If you're Guinea, Zumbuya, or Medi. Condé over Mansare. He's got the score there. He's got to put it up. Mansare, he's got the touch. Why not? And Zumbuya goes in and is blocked. And boy, Hayes took a shot to the face. Sachet. Vegscheider. Cougar from New York.
That's much better transition defense there by Guinea. They got three guys back, forced Cougar to have to take the three on the trail.
Hayes has took a shot to the eye on that inadvertently. Zumbuya really put the pressure on that defense by attacking.
Good attack by Condé.
So Condé's going to go out, and Keita's going to come back in. And again, with Hayes out there on the defensive end, whoever has him, you'll look that he's not the primary option looking to shoot the basketball. He's going for the garbage. He's going for the rebound, so you've got to get your body on him and push him out. It's just like you're identifying the shooter. You don't let him shoot it. Here's Vegscheider taking the turnover, and then no foul has been called. And Jose Urugu says it's going to be the basketball to Central African Republic. Watch this again. Any contact? Well, that's a good no call.
Yeah. Well, that's sloppy initially by Keita. He's got to just catch that ball. But he may be the one that can deal with Hayes. He's guarding him now by the look of it. He's got the mobility. He's got the mobility to deal with him.
Keita has Hayes, so let's see how he defends the big man, number 5. To dig in 19 seconds on the shot clock.
He's a lot better. Keita's able to move his feet. A bit of more lateral movement.
And bounce to Cougar for 3. And it's time to jump on the rebound. But they end up getting the ball. Here comes C. Oh, beautiful bounce pass, and that is what I call a finish. Use the rim for a little bit of protection, scores with the reverse.
Guinea have made some great decisions on transition on these 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, and there's another one right there by Keita.
Good shot. Dribble over to Sachet. And Medi challenging for the rebound, couldn't quite get up enough. Cougar now going up against C. Passes back out to Sachet from the arc. And Zumbuya. I like the physicality that he's bringing now. He seems to have, oh no, excuse me, that's Condé. Yeah, Condé playing much better since he's come in. Here's Mansare for 3. It's a 1-point game.
And that's a great job. That came out perfectly off the bounce to Mansare, and he never looked like missing perfect rotation.
Oh no, they fall asleep, and Cougar doesn't catch the basketball. For the second time, not able to score with the alley-oop. This time turns it over. And incredibly, Guinea with a chance to take the lead. Ansare for three. Good! Guinea moved in front.
What a shot, what a change around from Ansare. Off the dribble this time, hand in his face. Total confidence to knock it down.
Do you believe, Guinea, you're going to get the win at the AfroBasket? Well, they have certainly played better of late, and it's really started on this end of the floor. Here's Hayes. Is somebody going to drop down and help? No, he's going to pass out. Begscheider catches, takes a very difficult shot. Quickly up to El Mehdi. And he takes the bump. Oh, they're going to count it. They're going to count it. Hayes thought he fouled before he was in the shooting motion. El Mehdi put it off the glass. So that's goal interference. He's got a chance for a three-point play.
That's a double whammy for Guinea. They've got that call. That's great play by El Mehdi. What a difference he's making, that they can just give it to him and he's going to control the game. And Ansari, they're so together now, Guinea. Maybe with Coach Sesevich going down with this illness, it's bringing them together even more. Siege mentality. We can do this, and with the inclusion.
Well, you got to be impressed by El Mehdi because,
sure,
you know, Mansara is like, give me the ball, I'm open, give me the ball. But right when the contact was made, he knew exactly what he was doing. He was going to the basket and got the foul called and made the layup. And importantly, finished. You know, some of these guys are not finishing, but he finished.
It was a smart heads-up play. Let's do it again. Yeah, he's blocked it onto the backboard.
So was it off the backboard? Yeah. So they have not counted the shot.
No.
Okay.
He's blocked it first. We've got the two shots.
And an air ball at the free throw line. They've gone from a potential three-point play now at best a one-point play. It's his time. He does get that. El Mehdi, what a nice addition to the team. And again, when you talk about the promise of Guinea basketball, you have to look at players like El Mehdi as well as Mara. El Mehdi just 19 years of age. He doesn't turn 20 until January.
Got the guys coming through the junior systems, and it's working. And now they're getting exposed to the high-level AfroBasket.
Goes in France. Now, Zachet has it blocked, but Mansare is called for a foul.
Great defense, swarming around the ball. El Mehdi trying to get the steal, and Mansare just too much hands there, but much better defense. It has all come from the D. It's just bailed.
Yeah, it could have been a good defensive play, but you know what? If we thought he saw some contact, maybe a hand check.
I think she has struggled today. Scoreless, just the one assist.
I think he's good if he's attacking the rim.
The half court.
But this is Central African Republic. I mean, they struggle to score.
Yeah, Guinea have taken away their transition, and they're having to run half court sets.
You know, Babongo scored a lot of points the other day, but took about 1 million shots. El Mehdi. Get it to Mansare, puts it up from the arc. And that right at the end of the shot clock. So it didn't hit anything. So 14.8 seconds left. Possession, Central African Republic. And Guinea will, no doubt, you would think at worst, go to halftime tied if Central African Republic hit a three. At best, they'll get a steal and go the other way for a basket. Here's Mokongo on the go. Put it up, and they are going to incredibly, potentially lose the lead, if you can believe it. They're going to count that, so that'll be 31. And now there's a foul off the ball. They might end up getting 2 free throws. How in the world?
Yeah, that's definite foul. Silla had just come into the game.
So Jim Rabbi If he makes both free throws, it'll end up being a 4-point trip down the floor. I was thinking, well, they could get a 4-point play on a foul and a 3-point shot, but I wasn't thinking of it like this.
Yeah, that was all the good things that have happened for Guinea. It's tough luck at the end of this quarter. But what an excellent second, whatever happens here, what an excellent second quarter in response by Guinea. 20-12, they lost the first quarter. 20-11, they're leading this quarter at the moment. They really stepped up on the defense. Good transition points. Mansari's hitting shots. 11 points for him. Just a key player.
Look at the foul again. He's holding.
Yeah, Silla with a definite foul. And then Jimmy Jamrabai, who set the screen, is, well, El-Medi's got on the wrong side of Jamrabai, and they're looking to call the foul on him. I didn't see much there. It'll be tough on Guinea if they get a 4-point play. So El-Medi's got on the wrong side of the screen and roll. Maybe they're saying he was impeding. They can only be saying that he was impeding Jimmy Jamrabai. That didn't look a lot.
Okay, so hopefully we can get this sorted out. We need a long delay before halftime. All the guys watching this back at the hotel no doubt want to go have lunch. Talk about the teams. We know they're watching.
Yeah.
Bon appetit, boys.
We got two, guys, two.
Jimmy Jamrabai takes the first and ties it. Seems almost a bit harsh. They're not going to be leading at halftime. It'll be even more harsh or harsher if they are trailing. And they are indeed trailing. And just a little bit of time. Mansari from long way out. Oh well, long way to go in this one. But you have to say, Central African Republic did very well in that last play. I thought they had taken the lead, but the scoreboard says no. It says 32 apiece, and also the graphic. I think confusion reigns at the moment. So okay, now they've finally given them that point. So it's 33-32 here in this opening game between Central African Republic and Guinea. Guinea, remember, were in a lot of bother. They were trailing by as many as 13 points, but they have stormed back. They took the lead. The Central African Republic lead at 33-32 at halftime. Graham, take it away.
Yeah, well, percentages 55% from two for the Central African Republic, 38% for Guinea. They've improved that a lot, and 3 of 11 and 2 of 13 for three-point range, respectively. 9 assists each, 28 rebounds for Guinea to 17 Central African Republic, 10-7 turnovers. Guinea with the 10 turnovers. Both teams over 20 turnovers in their first games against Tunisia and Egypt. Here's the top scorers. Mansari back at the top of the scoring for Guinea. Condé 7 and Jimmy Jamrabai 8, Hayes 7. Started off really quick. Kugari as well had a great start. 7 points. Tough for Guinea to be one down, but that's international basketball, Jeff. Looking at some of the highlights. Plenty of them for Central African Republic early on. Kugara played really tough. And then they run out in transition. The Congo just taking the contact and scoring that. This was worrying. Sato just doing what he wanted. Hayes coming over and swatting that. And we just thought the worst for Guinea, that this was going to be a tough game. Jimmy Jamrabai with a tough shot off the glass, making it look easy. And that was nice. Into the post, to the wing, to the baseline. Cougar with the wraparound shot. Just having another look at Jimmy Jamrabai's. He goes right, squares up in the air, little fade. That's A lot of strength, core strength to hang in the air and good concentration. But Guinea came storming back. Timeout called. Jimmy Jenrabay, free throw line jump shot. Great rotation and height on that shot. Everybody's got to contribute.
There's Ongway reaching in, coming up. Terrific defensive play. Saves it inbound. Here comes the Morant. Ongway again for three. Good. Kenya had closed the gap to one.
And yet again, it's inspirational, sensational basketball from Tyler Ongway of Kenya.
Here's Badio again. Oh boy, and a two-handed reverse jam by Deem. Here he is. Oh, he goes up under orbit. He's rejected at the rim.
Wow.
Jacques-Willie Kouassi rather.
What a block.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
We
8.
have
1,
walked
2,
this
3,
land
1,
for a
2,
long
3, 1,
time.
2, 3.
We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art,
João, faz aí teste
country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA.
Um, dois, três, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Está limpo? Ok, então é cabo, é cascos. É o cabo que está todo enrolado aqui. Tá, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Queres... Sim, é o mesmo. Não... Só tirei e voltei a meter. Pronto, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, tenho que desenrolar isto aqui. Lá, cuidado.
Cedric Mansare leading the way in scoring today after a quiet afternoon in the opener. Leading it for Guinea, and for this Central African Republic team today is Jimmy Jemrabai, who has 8 points. It's 33-32. Central African Republic on top at halftime.
Got a 4-point play off a 2-point shot from Makongo, and then a foul off the ball for 2 extra shots. And there's the leading stats for Central African Republic. Jemrabai 8 points, Hayes 6 rebounds and some blocks. Makongo, leading assist man from the qualifiers, continues his good play in that respect with 3 assists. Jemrabai, smooth player, getting some nice shots in that first half. 8 points, 2 rebounds. Really looked early on that Central African Republic were going to blow Guinea away. They looked really shaky at the start. Of course, they had the unfortunate situation of their head coach, Zerko Sečević, being ill, so he's not coaching the team, but once they started getting it going, Mensari, Conde, 7 rebounds, Mensari 11 points, and Mensari 2 assists, a real leader on the team, and finally getting his offensive game going after a struggle against Tunisia in the first game. 2 different quarters, Jeff.
Yeah,
Central African Republic leading that first quarter, and then Guinea bursting back, and then a very fortuitous end for Central African Republic at the end of the second.
For my money, Central African Republic really struggled to score. So if you're going to allow Hayes, to get in there and get offensive rebounds and putbacks and let him roam right around that basket, then you're going to be in trouble. So it's just like if you go out and you identify player A as the most dangerous three-point shooter, you know, you're going to tell your guys, listen, we can't leave this guy open at all. We got to make sure we get a hand in the face. It's the same thing with Hayes. He earns a living around the basket, picking up the garbage, going up. So you got to push him out. And if Condé, for example, is in there, he gives you a different option on offense down low. But if he can't hustle down the court and play defense and allows Hayes to do what he wants, then he's a liability. So they got to make sure they figure out how they're going to keep Hayes. I think if they can solve the Hayes dilemma, you can live with the rest of, you know, if Sato gets hot, hits a couple of shots, if Cougar gets hot, or Jimmy Jim right by, or Bongo. But overall, I think Central African Republic are going to struggle to score. I think Hayes is just their primary weapon. Take him out of it, and then see how you do.
Yeah, Hayes certainly in that first quarter really dominant. 7 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks and a steal. But then they switched things up and put Tijan Keita on him and had more success. Let's listen into the coaches.
Les gars, si on contrôle les rebonds défensifs, c'est la contre-attaque. Est-ce que tu comprends? Push the ball, don't wait for them. Les wings, la soif, run it. Cool. All right? Hey, les gars, on a tout rien, les gars. 5 personnes là, au rebond.
Yeah, the development of Mansari as a weapon is it's important because, you know, he wants the ball when he feels it. When you have a player like that in your team, he might rush up a couple of bad shots, but at the end of the day, if he can hit, you know, go 3 of 8 from 3-point range or 4 of 11, at least you're getting something from out there. And you can't even see it. Mansari out of your screen just ran all the way off the court and gave his coach Zečević a big hug. And that just is quite a moment, and just demonstrates how they're trying to win for him.
Yeah, I think it's going to really bring the team together. And after the really tough start, you could see them building into this game, finding a way to compete with Central African Republic. And it's all about heart. It's all about attitude, all about togetherness.
So Malik Condé, the assistant coach, you can see him standing over there in front of the Guinea bench, is calling the shots today. And then Jean Veni, the former player of the Central African Republic, also calling the shots for his team.
Condé's done a really good job of managing the game.
So the second half action underway here in Kigali. 1 point lead for Central African Republic. Keita goes to work on Kugura and puts it up. Identified the match, and you know what? If he's not facing a double team, he should be able to score in that situation.
He's a real long athlete. Keita did a good job defensively on Hayes in the second quarter as well.
And here's Hayes. Congo. And great work getting the rebound. Check Condé. Cachet charged with the responsibility of guarding Mansari. Now he switches over to Kugura. C. Over to Mansari, and Mansari, great rebound again by Condé. Then he turns it over cheaply.
The offensive rebound was too easy for Condé, so she's got to do a better job of boxing out. Central African Republic end up with the ball.
Guinea with a 1 point lead. They fell to Tunisia the opening day. In Egypt, the victors over Central African Republic. both pretty decisive in the end. Sato from the arc. And I really believe that, you know, their offensive struggles are going to ensure this game stays close if Guinea can keep the scoreboard ticking over. African Republic having a hard time putting the ball in the basket. Look at that great move by Conde. The count.
Chiksaku Conde, that was beautiful. Shaped as if he was going to go high, then spun baseline. Soft touch off the glass.
Now Hayes, long way from the basket. Kugura. Sato. Sachet. Inside the arc and hits the mid-range jump shot.
He needs to get going. And that was a good play, just dribbled to his spot. And knocked down the mid-range too.
Keita over to Mansare again. Conde now a different proposition. Oh, he turns and he scores on Hayes. Goodness gracious.
Great move. That was a quick, sudden move. It looked as though Mansare was going to get the pass, and while Mansare was making his move, Conde spun baseline and finished.
Great finish with a reverse layup. I didn't think anybody could take on Hayes, but he did and lived to tell the tale. Kruger hands it off to Sato. Quick pass to Hayes, jump hook. And see able to hold on to the basketball.
Good defense again. Tough left-hand jump hook for Hayes was the option there for Central African Republic. Couldn't get it to go.
See, left open for three, so he launches and he hits it. The biggest lead of the game, 6 points for Guinea. They are starting to believe in their chances here today against Central African Republic, who in fact once led in this contest by 13 points. What a turnaround.
That's a fantastic turnaround. They've not let the end of the second quarter bother them one iota. They've come out as a team, as a group, sharing the basketball, picking out the best options. Chiksaku Conde with a couple of great moves. Big jump shot there.
Let's listen to Coach Gianveni.
Donc le gars de Romain là, le 7 là, c'est toi qui le prends. Eh les gars, on applique. On applique, on est sur 3. Tu peux jouer transi. Dans ce cas, annonce, il n'y a rien, tu reviens sur pick and roll. Okay, Mike.
Well, man, sorry, getting it down to Conde. This has to be one of the moves of the day. I mean, Hayes was surprised. He thought he would be able to react and recover. But Conde's proved to be quite a force to be reckoned with down there on that low block.
Both moves with a right-hand finish, but one on one side of the hoop. And he then had Hayes on him, so he a shot blocker, so he's gone to the other side. Great start, 8 points, 9 rebounds.
Chiksaku Conde, 29 years of age. Showing some leadership here in the second half for Guinea. Now Makongo over to Jimmy Jim Rabbi. No blue shirts under there for the rebound. Also Hayes out of the game. Interestingly, Mansare spins, gets it back to Conde. And then he takes the foul from Jimmy Jim Rabbi.
That's a good play again by Mansare. He's attacked. He's not got his shot, so he's kicked it back out. Chiksaku Conde goes from under the basket to the three-point line and attacks into three defenders. Okay, they get their bit of good fortune there in the fouls call. Chiksaku Conde, 9.6 rebounds, 2 assists in the first game, so a solid performance there against Tunisia. So they really, what I like about Guinea, they're going to, and they're realising he's hot, just keep feeding him the ball.
Well, it is certainly an interesting scoreline, 42-35 in favor of Guinea. Zečević, the coach, watching off the court because of his illness, which put him in hospital last night. Hopefully he'll be back for the next time, but right now it's all about Malik Conde coaching and Bongo gets his way in there and puts it up and in. A much-needed basket for Central African Republic. And for some reason, C just seems to have a hard time catching the basketball. Almost fumbled that one away. Mansari drives into the paint, gets it back out to C. Mansari wide open in the corner. Off the rim. Boy, he would have paid for that shot. Now, Guinea, a little bit slow getting back on defense. Makongo puts it up, and Makongo's going to take that shot. He's got to make it. Nobody else is down the floor. See, open. Well, he had hit one there. Feet set, puts it up, and not this time from number 7.
Yeah, maybe he should have just taken the first option. Still end up with the same shot even after the pass.
And, you know, interestingly as well, you wonder about the altitude. We keep bringing this up, but I'm just looking out there at some of these players for Guinea now, and they're really breathing heavy. And I think the coach has noticed, and he's going to make some substitutions. Cougar from the left corner. Good! Well, Cougar has hit a couple of threes today.
Great job by Max Cougar. They desperately needed that hoop. Scotland leading, changed the momentum for Central African Republic.
Oh, man, Conde has been on fire down low. You want to get him the basketball if you can. Diaby over to Mansare. Pump fake. Gets a little space. Knocks it in.
That's great play, Jeff. I mean, he's taken the one dribble, up fake. He's off balance, ends up on his backside, and what a three-pointer.
Absolutely. Takes it up to 45-40. He's having a very big game. 14 points for Mansade. Cougar gets inside and fouled as he puts it up.
Yeah, just a bit too much physicality there by Cheek Sekou Conde.
Yeah, Sheikh Conde is probably not a bad foul. And again, Keita is going to come into the game, as well as Conde and El Medi. So Sheikh Conde goes out. Also, Dumboya comes back into the game, number 21. These guys have simply must play hard and not lose the lead that team has worked so hard to get. Cougar looked really good on that free throw to make the first. He's shown some leadership today himself for Central African Republic.
He was instrumental to them getting off to the fast start. Soft shooter's roll for the second.
He's got 12 points. Team high 12 points. Jimmy Jimrabai in the middle of that 2-3 zone. Mike Scheider back in the game for Central African Republic as well. El Medi. Conde trying to post up down low. They can't get him the basketball.
A bit of confusion here for Guinea how to play this.
El Medi over to Keita. Oh, Keita, what are you doing? Yeah, absolute total. We have no idea what we're doing against the 2-3 zone offense of Guinea.
Well, they need to overmatch Guinea. If there's 2 at the top, they need to get 3 guys at the top. Maybe 1 on the baseline, and they just need to overmatch Central African Republic in their zone. But yeah, that was not a good offense.
Flash somebody to the middle of the zone, up the free throw line. Give him the ball. Cougar dumps it to Jimmy Jimrabai. He's blocked by Keita. 2 free throws and a chance to get closer.
Jimmy Jimrabai just waiting on the baseline. Vincent Seconde's got his hands up on the pass, can't stop that.
Keita a little slow in getting over to help out there because Conde had to help block the path of the penetrator, and Jimmy Jimrabai, who hit those 2 free throws at the end of the first half to give his team the lead, has hit another. He's been good at the line today.
He's been solid all round.
Gabongo keeping it alive. Oh boy, and they're going to give the basketball to Central African Republic. So good work on the boards there by Gabongo.
Extra effort play by Grabongo and Central African Republic. A big need of that, but they're on the run at the moment. 6-point lead was...
I think this is a must substitution. Keita's just not giving him anything. So he brings Conde, who's been the hot hand today, back in. Need his physicality, his toughness. Jimmy Jim Rabbi for three. Central African Republic are back in front.
Fantastic shot, Jimmy Jim Rabbi. Great rotation. Knocks it down.
Boya, what are you doing there? Another air ball. To me, that's a liability having him out there. You got to find the guys that have been carrying the load. Cougar into the corner. Zache gets on the baseline. Three-point shot from Venkschneider, misses everything.
Well, they had the shot in the corner there. The closeout hadn't come anywhere near to the player.
His name is Kurt Curry Venkschneider. There wasn't much curry in that shot, I'll tell you.
It's really crucial now. They've got to get the right chemistry, Guinea, the right players on the floor. Elmedi back in, and Sari's in.
What's Elmedi doing here? Pick up the basketball. C. Is he trying to put him in a trance or something? And the pass hit out of bounds by Zache. Good awareness by Zache, knowing they're trying to get Mansari the ball.
Good ploy there by Ziambini. Good Ziambini putting the zone in.
Offensive foul called on C. Cougar had taken one for the team. He's doing it all right now.
He's trying to force his way into the defense. There's no gap. Just got to pass and move, maybe quick dribble into the spaces, but it's right into Max Cougar, and he was waiting. Great defensive job by him.
So Keita back in the game, guarding the Bongo. Kugura gets into the paint. Jimmy Jim Rabbi crashes the boards to keep it alive.
That's tough on Max Cougar. He got all the way to the hoop.
Oh boy, he was hacked. Going back up for the putback. He's making a difference right now. He and Grabongo, two veterans in this Central African Republic team.
Yeah, they're just putting the hammer down, putting real pressure on Guinea, who've put a lot of effort in to get the lead. And Central African Republic starting to dominate.
Both free throws good. Well, 48-45 now. Elmedi hands it off, and boy, that was a good decision. And again, Keita showing his elevation and potential.
Yeah, he needs to play more. He needs to be there in the crucial moments.
Yeah, he's got all the physical tools. And now a block called, oh no, the charge. He gave the blocking sign. Or was it a, oh, okay, sorry. It's the moving screen. Ready to see. Just had some success with a little bit of penetration. Maybe they can go back to Conde again. Here he is, Keita, soft shot. And good work by Cougar getting into position to rebound that basketball.
Just need to be a step quicker again, Guinea. They've got to find some energy from somewhere. Some pressure on the ball handler.
Pulls up and short. And there you go. Conde, oh boy, he has got to do better in that situation. What was he doing? He didn't go up strong. He just kind of flipped the ball up there. That was a block now on Elmedi, but I don't understand Conde's approach the last time down.
Yeah, he went up with the right hand there from the left side and just rushed his shot, and Elmedi was never far enough up the floor to take the charge. Guinea in the penalty.
Free throw is good by Kugura.
Great rotation, great height. He doesn't look as if he's going to miss.
I have honestly not seen him play this well for Central. You know, I was talking about them struggling to score. Well, he's proven me wrong. He hasn't forced things today, and clearly answering the call. Mehdi sees an opening and might have done better to shoot it. He thought his teammate was going to be in another spot.
Yeah, he was deep enough in there, but there's a lot of long arms and big players around him. That's why he's kicked it out.
They're trying to take it down as deep as possible to get the last shot. Sachet goes up against Mansoure, goes up with a little runner and scores. They've still got time if they hurry up, and Mansoure is the guy to take the shot. He puts it up. Oh, and he hits a three. Are you kidding me? He banked it in.
Mansoure, what a shot. Great move initially by Zashi with the floater, but they gave them enough time to make the shot. Mansoure gets to his spot off the glass. Do you want to say it?
The bank is open.
And this game is right on the knife edge. What a shot by Mansoure. He's played with so much confidence. Perfect rotation.
Teller, I'd like to make a deposit, he says. Thank you very much indeed. And with that, Central African Republic, their lead has been cut to 52-50 at the end of the third quarter.
Really positive end to quarter number 2 for Central African Republic, but what a finish there for Mansoure and Guinea. 6 of 18 now, 33% from 3, 42% from 2, 50% from 2 for Central African Republic, because they've really started to dominate again in that third quarter, but just a 2-point game. It's just about sticking together now for Guinea, getting the rest they need in this quarter to put out the defensive effort to cope with this talented Central African Republic team. And one of their key players, 24-year-old Tijan Keita, can be one of their answers. This is definitely the answer when they were pushing ahead to that 6-point lead. Sekou Condé, 2 right-hand finishes, one on the left side, one on the right, then Abdeloussi with the drained 3.
I don't know what the problem is with Hayes, because he hasn't played much for the last several minutes, and I mean, yeah, he was not as effective as he had been, but even so, you would expect him to come back out at some point, unless he's carrying a knock. I know he got a shot to the eye.
Yeah,
early
maybe
in the game.
that. You know, he was struggling for a while. He started so red hot they couldn't deal with him either side of the court. But Kuguri, he's been a real leader for them, Max Kuguri. I've been impressed with him in both games. First couple of minutes, really, really important here for Guinea especially.
Zache with the ball handling duties. Kuguri out getting a breather, so that's comes as a relief probably to Guinea. But Jimmy Jimrabai is out there and he puts up an air ball. Falls right into the hands of El Mehdi. Now Mansoure, the man of the moment, gets down low to Condé. This is where he wants to be. Not sure if his pass was ill-advised, though. He's trying to make a very tight pass to C, and I don't know what C would have done with it, even if he had caught it.
Yeah, he was surrounded there in the post. They obviously decided that he made a couple of big shots early. As soon as he caught the ball, double, triple team. Maybe better served, just kick it out early. And then just rotate the ball, see what they get. And then Central African Republic goes straight inside and a foul call.
Zache gets it to Grabongo. Hands it off to Zache. 10 on the shot clock. Grabongo gonna go to work on Condé. Rebounding the miss is C. See you later as he takes it down the floor. Oh. And we get the basketball back. Now Tunde has it.
Just need to keep the ball moving here. Don't let it stick.
And Sade over to C. And they find it. Oh, and Keita goes up, and he's fouled by Grabongo. And he was doing the right thing. You know what? You got to be strong when you go up.
Yeah, great ball movement and patience by Guinea, and that's where you want Tijan Keita. Above the rim.
And that is just body mass winning out over Keita, who shows nice release.
He's got all the physical assets, and getting the ball in the right areas. Okay, short on that free throw, but gives a different dimension to this Guinea team for sure at 6'9" and long wingspan.
Over to Grabongo, in the left corner rather, Sato. Struggling to get on track today. But Schneider with the offensive rebound. The quarter. What an exciting game. Grabongo drives in a bump, and Grabongo will go to the line.
There's a foul on Keita as he tacked him off the Grabongo with just a little bit more foot speed than Keita. Something he's just got to learn, maybe give himself an extra half a step on that defense so he can recover and then just use his long body to block shots and chain shots.
Central African Republic are making a lot of free throws as Zečević looks on his spot over there at the end of the floor where the free throw is being taken to the right. He knows this thing, he has a sense this is going to the wire. Just one of two free throws made that time by Grabongo. C over to Mensade. Back to C, he's open, feet set, and front back, stays out. Rebounds, Ache pushes it quickly. A little runner again, misses C. Now the game opens up a little bit. C crosses midcourt, bounce pass, Conde. And then Keita with the offensive rebound, and he is fouled. Boy, Conde just can't finish right now. And that's what Zečević is no doubt saying. It's like, goodness me, we got to make some of these layups. He has to put this away.
Yeah.
What is that?
He just hasn't quite got his feet sorted out. He's made a couple of beautiful moves underneath previously. This coach,
Zečević. What more can you do than give the team the opportunity, get them in spots where they can score?
He's just got to finish that next time. Sure, he'll get another opportunity. Got to take it.
See, looking to go baseline shot. Clock winding down, tries to get it to Conde. The ball batted out of bounds with 4 seconds on the shot clock.
And this is where Mehdi needs. He's young, I know, but he's their point guard. He's got to take control of the situations. Get the passing safely first here.
Conde calls the play, and Keita over to Mensade. He has to launch it up, goes off on 1 foot. This time not good. El Mehdi, though, gets the rebound back, a new 14.
Great job by Keita, keeping that alive.
El Mehdi bumped, gets it to C, and one pass too many. Oh, Wegscheider, El Mehdi picks him up. He's got to hurry to get it across midcourt. And woohoo! Right on the edge. I'm not sure if the referees would have noticed. They weren't looking up at the shot clock from what I could see. Here's Wegscheider. Sato. Sato, cometh the hour, cometh the man. He hits a big shot. Takes it up to a 4-point lead.
Sato had quite a break, so he's refreshed and ready to go. Nice little pull-up jump shot.
That was one of the talking points as he's playing too many minutes. Keita misses from the corner. And suddenly the points drying up for Guinea.
Maybe the timeout if Central African Republic score here.
Well, Hayes is back in the game. But Scheider. And probably doing him a favor. There you go. He's got El Mehdi ahead on the break. Makes the wrong decision, but then Keita hustles down, couldn't quite get it. And Jimmy Jamrabai is going to get a layup. No! Incredible hustle and athleticism for the SWAT, only for Jimmy Jimrabai to bank one in. Boy, that's what you call sticking with it.
It's a great transition block. Mansari, one of his few poor decisions, made the wrong decision on transition, which led to this layup. Jimmy Jimrabai did not know Sai was coming. He said not in this house, but what a cool customer Jimrabai is, and he loves using the glass on the angle.
He really does, and with that shot, he has gone to 14 points.
On entend relation en défense, all right? Let's keep the same defense. Come together, jump to the ball, move the ball. Le big man David, tu as le ball à l'intérieur, tu prends 2 secondes, tu regardes. Cédric, be ready to shoot. Okay. Ibrahima, la même défense. Okay. Which one? Which play are we doing? Right now. Because we have the ball. We'll call it. All right, I'm talking about defense. Okay. Rebound and defense, le rebond. Tout le monde a rebond. Okay? Hey, Mo. Sit down. Let's go. Fast break. All right, let's go. Les gars, the last 6 minutes. Defense. 6 minutes. Team. Yeah.
Just looking at some of the stats, both teams with 28 points in the paint, but Guinea struggling in this quarter for offense. And they had the chance there on the break, and Mansari just got caught in 2 minds with the pass. I'm sure he was thinking about pulling up for 3 as well, but passed it off. But they've got to go again. They've got the big fella in. Kunde.
Doumbouya. Back to Mansari. Fights his way. Doumbouya, who hails born in Calgary, Canada, puts it up. And Sachet now. Cougar thought about it. Hayes open on the baseline. And Keita rebounds the miss. Keita, he's got to do better.
They just kept passing it. Someone needs to make the shot. They need some three-point shooters out there other than Mansari that can just stretch the defense out. They've just lost their way a touch here in crunch time at Guinea. For the first time, Zečević is shouting.
Cougar for 3. The long rebound over to Vekscheider. Crunch time now. Guinea down 6 inside 5 minutes. Slips, Borbongo for 3. That was short, another offensive rebound! Conde, what are you doing? You gotta find Hayes. Put your body on him.
Yeah, no box out off the short jump shot. And Hayes just elevates and throws it down, as we see on the highlight. He should not eye on as much, but he wanted that.
4:18 remaining. The lead back up to 8 points now for Central African Republic, and they're in no rush. This will be huge if it goes for Vekscheider. Can't get it to drop today, though. He's 0 for 6 from the floor. Keita from the arc. And Conde kept it alive, but fouled from behind.
Just too much body there from Vincent Conde, and but that's what he's trying to do. He's getting after the missed shots, but too much physicality, and he walks rather forlornly back towards the bench. They've put in so much effort to stay in this game, and they just lost their way a bit on offense, overpassing, just not able to knock the shots down. Got to get a stop here.
Yeah, without question, Mokongo now. Back in with Bongo, Sachet, Cougar, and Hayes. It's got to be one shot now. If Guinea again stay in this. Meanwhile, look at that. Great defense from Doumbouya. Almost forcing the turnover. In fact, he does because his shot clock expires. Great defense by Doumbouya.
They've just got to lay it all on the floor, get on hands and knees, get after the loose balls, whatever it takes, and then just find some shots.
Doumbouya open and he puts it up, and the lefty doesn't make it, but the ball falls to Conde. Now back to Conde, he goes in. Tough shot and he makes it. Boy, he seems to be reviving his game a little bit here at the right time with 3 minutes remaining.
Seems the tougher the shot, he can make it. Good effort there by Conde.
They had to fight through that screen to get to Grabongo. Mokongo has it with 7 on the shot clock. Entry pass to Fugura. Turn around, slips, misses everything. Keita with the rebound.
Great day again. Guinea have really found their mojo again, forcing a tough shot from Kugura.
See, over to Conde. Again, they'd like to find Mansare. Conde for the jump shot, and it's good. 2 consecutive trips down the floor, and Conde, the count, is making them count.
Great character from this Guinea team. And Conde leading the way with the last 2 baskets.
Mokongo from the arc. Doumbouya rebounds, brings it up the floor. Inside 2 minutes to go now, 4-point game. Mansare, what could they do with one of his shots? Spins, looks for a little bit of room. Steps back over to Conde for 3. Good! Are you kidding me? 7 straight points by Conde, and he runs to the bench. Number 23, you know you gotta be good if you're gonna wear that number. And the team celebrates as they pull it back to within 1 point.
That is unreal play by Chiksaku Conde, just when his country needed him. He'd struggled with a layup earlier in the play. They've had the timeout, they've got their energy back. 7 straight, and that is massive, taking the pressure of Cedric Mansare.
14 points for Conde. Let's listen in to Coach Zian Fedi.
Ok, on joue move, on fait tourner, il faut que ça tourne vite les gars, ok? Faut pas jouer que les surprises. On est plus agressif, on dépense là les gars. On est plus agressif. Hey, you have to close the paint. Sometimes in that kind of situation, you have to go up. You know, the last shot finish, you know. Les gars, on n'est pas agressif. Alors on continue, ok les gars?
Well, sometimes you just don't know what's going to happen in this game. You know, you take Mansare out of it, force it out of his hands. Conde has it with the shot clock winding down, and all he does is hit the biggest 3-pointer of the day for Guinea.
Yeah, right back in it now. Chiksaku Conde at 6'8", great size for inside play. He steps out, drains the 3 with great concentration. He's got himself a double-double now.
16 points, in fact, not 10. Well, it says up on the scoreboard 14. So take your pick.
16 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and the biggest 7 points of his tournament in the last minute or so.
And Doumbouya reaches in and almost forces another turnover. That is foul number 4, team foul number 4 on Guinea in this quarter.
They've got 1 more to give, so they've got to be careful. They've got to play defense without fouling in this next offense. They've got a good group of players on the floor to do that.
Pick, roll, Kugler goes off 1 foot, and the ball goes out to Mansare, who thought of handing it off to Doumbouya. Now he's going to bring it up himself. It's all about defense now. Mansare gets into the lane, puts it up, oh, he gets swatted! But a foul called.
Great slalom dribble there by Cedric Mansare. Yes, he was blocked. So I think it will be.
Look at this swat.
Bam! Call
continuity. I think that would have counted if he'd made the layup. So that was a big play. Would have been a three-point play opportunity. Instead, Ansari has a couple of free throws, and he makes the first to knock the game at 59. The tension is palpable. Looking at both benches, the fans that have come for the early day game are being rewarded with a classic. This is 60 to 59 now in favor of Guinea. 104 remaining.
AfroBasket classic.
And don't forget, there's always the possibility of overtime for those who want free basketball. Here we go. Jimmy Jim Rabbi. And Vic Scheider, ooh, boy, he's having a nightmare shooting it. 0 for 7, I think.
Great defense by Guinea. They kept the ball on one side of the floor. Pressure on the shot. He had to let it go with time running down. Nothing but air.
What about Sachet? Dangerous dribbling. He goes down. Given time to get up. Now C. 6 on the shot clock. Now is no time to grind down as an offense, and that does grind down. And Mensati has to put up a crazy shot. Final 16 seconds. Goodness me, how has this happened? Who's going to take the shot? It's going to go to Cougar. He's got the ball. Hayes, you got to box him out. Here goes Jimmy Jamra. Bye with a turnaround.
Oh.
He makes it. That means they're going to call timeout, and they will advance the ball. And Jimmy Jamra by experience, and he has been doing it all day long, folks. This is what he has done.
Got the ball in the post. A little bit of contact with Ansari. Fades, hangs in the air. Nothing but net. And super cool, Jimmy.
And Zečević calling timeout. Telling his guys, we got to have the TO. And, you know, you got to go back to the previous possession for Guinea. They seemed more concerned about taking time off the clock than running an offense.
Yeah, and the shot that Ansari took, it was a throw. He was so far out. Let's listen.
Laisse Ablo prendre la balle. Laisse Ablo, moi je fais le screen. Tu fais le screen. I want to do the screen. I want to do a good one. Laisse Ablo prendre la balle ici. Et moi, tu veux que je fais le screen. Les deux là, prendre le screen, vous pape. Vous les deux là, vous restez. Moi je fais écran à lui. Non, moi je fais. Non, moi je fais écran. Donc, Spé et Tidiane là. Ablo il a le ballon. Cédric, pass the ball and set screen for. Tu viens écran pour moi? Oui. Attends, moi je prends le ballon là? Non, tu viens pour toi. Regarde, s'il vous plaît, faites 4 secondes. 4 secondes, s'il vous plaît. Attends, je fais écran pour toi, tu me donnes. Ok.
This is it's off the score, so they will advance the ball. But just looking at young Mehdi in the background, he's only 19, but he's their one pure point guard that maybe could just initiate something to make sure the pass gets to Ansari. Or, of course, Chiksaku Kondi. So you've got Chiksaku Kondi red hot. Maybe they go to him. Ansari might be the decoy. They've got to be really careful here, Guinea, to get the right look. Don't just, let's get a real good look, not a prayer.
Central African Republic leading by 1, 61-60, 4.7 seconds remain. They advance the ball after the timeout following the made shot. Doumbouya has it. Oh boy. And great defense. Oh, they've called a foul. So that is with 1 second left. They have called the foul on Cougar. And they want to review this. Do they want to see how much time should be left?
I think that's what it'll be. The Central African Republic aren't in team fouls yet. Again, they've inbounded it to Doumbouya. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not the guy that's going to make the shot. He's Doumbouya, sorry. He's not looked like someone who's going to make a shot with
and
that
also
amount of time
in the
left.
position where they inbounded, he had nothing. He couldn't do anything.
He's facing us. You know, he's facing off the court. So get it to Sekonde, get it to Manser, and then they can make something happen.
I think they're going to put more time on the clock. Let's have a look. Okay, what is he going to possibly do in that position?
Ansari can't get free. Zashi's holding on to him. Sekonde is in the corner. Sekou Conde. He's not got in the play at all, and he's the guy that made the 7 straight points. That
I don't think they're gonna add any time. I assume that's what they're looking at.
Max Cougar playing the defense there without fouling initially. He's wrapped him up there.
Oh, they're waiting to see maybe if this is an unsportsmanlike. Because was he playing? Was that a basketball play? That's the question. Oh, this is a huge call. Look at this. He's going for the ball there. I think they're going to call an unsportsmanlike. Because he continued to put his arms around him from both sides. I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with it, but I think that might be what they're looking at. Okay, well, they've definitely looked at the clock, how much time they've put, and the reaction from the crowd or from the bench suggested something was even sweeter. So 1.3 seconds remains. I don't know why they were celebrating as much. I think they must have thought there was an unsportsmanlike foul that had been called. Anyway.
Got to get it to Mansari or Conde on this. Catch and shoot.
He was out of bounds. It almost went in. Boy, that is Heartbreak Hotel that Guinea have just checked into. Great defense at the end. Although I have to say, Cougar was walking a tightrope in terms of fine line whether that was an unsportsmanlike, because when you looked at it again, he had both arms around him. And now what are they saying? To see if there's any time left on the clock. Did he step out before?
Again, so they couldn't get Sekou Conde involved in any of those last couple of plays, Jeff. And they couldn't get a good look. I mean, it's a great job by Central African Republic playing defense.
Oh yeah, he was already out of bounds. That's the thing. They're going to call. They're going to put more time on the clock, but it's going to take a miracle.
Yeah, I mean,
they got to have a better play, basically twice.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to have a clear shot.
That's Larry Bird country. There's only a few players. He's stepped well out of bounds.
You know, and it's magnified because it's late in the game. Yeah. You can scrutinize how they have gone after it here right at the end. But let's don't forget, you know, the previous possession, they had a chance and didn't do anything. Now, part of that was because Central African Republic defense, but, you know, there were a couple of possessions that were pretty dry possessions, but especially that penultimate possession for Guinea. When they look back at it, that'll be, we should have done better.
Yeah, they just couldn't get a clean look.
They were up by 1. They settled for the you know, quarter length of the court heave. So 0.7 seconds. Unless they get a steal in a long heave, unless it throws it out of bounds. And that was a good play, and that's it. What a game that was. I'll tell you what, we have watched some exciting basketball games. Was that a great game? I think it was. I think it classifies. Central African Republic, they're celebrating, folks. They have won it 61-60, turning back an upset-minded Guinea, and probably a result that will end up getting them to the classification round. They know it, probably Guinea know it. They won't give up the ghost, but 61-60, Central African Republic win.
Yeah, heartbreak for Guinea, and they just couldn't get over the line, and the Jim Rabbi 2 in the end getting the win. Guinea with the last couple of possessions. It's always tough when there's only a couple of seconds left to get a really good look. And they chased Mansari on that last play, and the penultimate play as well was tough. But Central African Republic just doing enough, but Guinea have got to have a lot of credit. The head coach down with illness. They played so hard, and you thought they were gone in that final quarter. 7 straight points by Conde, and they're back in it. Looking at some of the stats, Guinea out-rebounded Central African Republic by 13 rebounds, 1 more assist to Central African Republic, 18-10 on the turnovers. Both teams turned it over in crucial situations. It's what you did with it. Mansari, 19 points, not quite enough. Conde, 16, huge, with big 7 down the stretch. Kugeri 16 and Jim Rabbi missed the call. And Hayes with the big dunk as well down the stretch. So congratulations to Central African Republic. They did it just.
Well, as you look at the best plays of the second half, I mean, you know, you tend to get excited about the player, the underdog, and that was Guinea today. And, you know, they come into this tournament already scraping their way in just to qualify to get here. And they come here with one mission and one mission only, and that is to put Guinea basketball on the map. And you do that by getting a win and getting to that classification round. But with that type of performance, you'd have to be blind in Guinea if you felt that there was no potential for having a big basketball program, because this country really, it's all there if they take the right steps, strengthening their basketball, making the right decisions, led by Coach Zečević. You know, I think the sky's the limit.
Yeah, and you've got the young players. Mara got on the floor today. You've got the El Mehdi and young Ibrahim, Tijan Keita at 24. So they've got plenty of youngsters coming through as well. Jimboya's 23 as well. He's a little bit raw, but just Guinea never gave up the ghost. They kept coming back, showed great character, and that's what this was going to come down to. Character, resolve, attitude, togetherness. And what a block that was. But following that block, Jimmy said, well, I'll just get after the ball, get to my spot, and I'll make the jump shot, which is what he's just about to do here.
And you got to give Central African Republic a lot of credit, and that was Coach Zečević there, frustrated that his team had missed a layup. And those are the little things. And there, you know, nobody boxed out Hayes. And, you know, we talked about it all night. That's what he does. He earns his living. You can't just stand around and ball watch. You got to find somebody and put your body on him, and especially Hayes.
Yeah, this was a big rebound again. Vincent Conde's the sort of biggest player on the floor there. He's nowhere near him. And because he's not a big jumper, Conde, he just needs to box out, keep the big leapers from Central African Republic grounded, but Hayes just having his way there. But then Mansari getting blocks. You knew he was going to get blocked.
That would have been a potential three-point play, and of course that was the game winner by Grabongo. And you got to tip your hat to him. He and Kugeri really brought this team to victory today. I mean, maybe we're not giving Central African Republic enough credit, because you know, they were pushed to the limit today, and those are some happy fans after that result, I'll tell you. So congratulations to Central African Republic for getting a 61-60 win. They are temporarily anyway up at the top of the standings at 1-1, with Tunisia and Guinea following. Guinea have the 2 participation points, and Egypt, bizarrely, despite the 2 participation points in the win, are behind Guinea. But anyway, that's just, I'm not even going to get into that. So 1 down, 3 more to go, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back for the second game of the day here at the FIBA AfroBasket.